least that they could do is get the same respect that everybody else in this league gets and get refereed the same way that everybody else in this league gets reffed.
You know, they really do. They foul all the time. And then, you know, you can't really touch Shai.
It's definitely something that has to be looked into. I heard Caruso tell him to call the tech, and, you know, he ended up doing it. So it's bad for the sport, bad for the integrity of the sport.
Shai, the one-man break. Horford. I mean, where's the contact? Yeah. And how did you see it from 40 feet away on the other side of the court?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a two-time MVP, one of the best players this decade, and yet one of the most hated stars in the league. Most fans on social media are calling him a flopper, a free throw merchant, but analysts in the media tend to disagree. So is the hate justified, or is everyone just hating on greatness? Of all the criticism Shai gets, the one fans keep coming back to is the free throws. He gets to the line too much, too conveniently, but look at the numbers. Luka leads the league in free throws during the regular season. Behind him is Giannis, and Shai, he's fourth. Pretty normal for the amount of drives he averages during a game. But then you look at clutch time. Shai leads the NBA in free throw attempts in clutch situations. The closest player to him, Nikola Jokic. But here's what makes that number even more damning. If you watched OKC this season, you know Shai barely played in fourth quarters. Project that out to a full fourth quarter every night, and those numbers get uncomfortable. Now look at the playoffs. Shai is in second place, averaging 9.8 free throws per game, just behind Banchero, substantially more than the opponents he's faced this postseason. However though, Shai ranks second in drives per game during the playoffs, which means he's one of the league's most frequent drivers. He puts constant pressure on the defense by getting downhill again and again. So statistically, there isn't a huge disparity here. If anything, it'd be a point of favor for him. But numbers only tell part of the story. The other part, you have to see it yourself.
Three, when you haven't really been involved on the offensive end. And SGA so crafty. Gilgeous-Alexander shows it. And draws the foul on Brown.
Gave up a lot going to the break. SGA. 50-35. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is back out there. A whistle and a foul.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Hey, SGA got it back. Didn't get it. Hartenstein had a body on him. SGA got inside.
The eye test. This is the part of the game the stats won't show. Falls, foul baiting, the push-off that's always uncalled game after game. The same patterns showing up over and over again throughout the entire season and into the playoffs. And don't get me wrong, he's still an elite scorer with a unique skill set. But when this is happening on a consistent basis, it becomes harder to ignore. And it's been like this during at least the last 2 years. Coaches, players, and fans are noticing. But now some data is starting to emerge. A recent study tracked every single shot attempt from Shai. They tracked how many times he fell after a shot. And this is what we have. A number of hundreds of postseason shot attempts from the league's top scorers were tracked, fouled or not. Shai hit the floor on 17.4% of his attempts. Harden, who has his own reputation for this, came in at 11.9%. Brunson at 9%. And remember, these are elite scorers who attack the paint every single night. They all take contact, they all drive, but none of them end up on the floor anywhere close to as often as Shai does. At some point, the question stops being about contact and starts being about what happens after it. Look at this 30-second clip of Shai unnecessarily falling in half of his shots.
Hands again. He comes to get it back over Wemby. Took the bump. Hartenstein had a body on him. SGA got inside. For the bump of the numbers for the Thunder. SGA got bumped. He'll come to the line. Gilgeous-Alexander smoothly gets to the elbow. By McCain. SGA got it back. Didn't get it.
Game by Hartenstein at both ends of the floor.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, half. Clock had 7. SGA gonna pull up again.
But zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about Shai. This is about an entire team. One team can play hard defense, while the other can't be touched at times. The referees are allowing this, and it's not the first series where this happens. Not the second, not the third. Stephen Castle said it himself after Game 5.
You know, trying to play through it, it's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, We don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times, but
This is the fourth quarter, a crucial moment in Game 2.
Just knocked down back-to-back threes. And A.J. Mitchell, maybe he can get unlocked.
On the line, Tony Brothers right there. 8-0 run by the Thunder, and they've got the ball.
A very close call, arguably not a backcourt violation, but you know what mistakes could happen. Refs aren't perfect.
What happened?
Yeah, great challenge here by Mitch Johnson. Look at the initial play here. And you see, Hartenstein just has him hooked in.
Probably just missed that one too. Good thing there are 2 refs out there so things like this don't occur often. Multiple missed calls. Same game, same crew. Tony Brothers, heavily criticized for his performance that night. But if you thought Game 3 was bad, Game 5 was a different story entirely.
When Lois got up there.
Oh, damn, that's so close. Wow.
No doubt. It was close to Hornet having his hand on the ball. Tries to draw the contact. That is off his foot, I believe. Yes, it is. Run right at the call. Tony, who was it off of? See if they flip the call or not.
All right, let's go. Let's
Call
hold it in.
stays. Call
Someone's
stays.
going to get the ball out of bounds.
They look back and say challenge. Johnson says want a challenge, and they don't give it to him. Johnson was looking at the officials to say challenge, and they didn't give it to him there. The Brothers just gave Mitch Johnson a technical foul.
But I think Coach Johnson is right on that because he was right in the face of James Taper asking for a challenge.
And he does not get many technical fouls during the year. You get one here from Shai for the T, plus the 2 at the ball. And he says I was right out there saying challenge after the conversation amongst the 3 officials.
Shai alone got to the line 17 times. The Spurs asked to challenge a call. Denied. A clear goaltend that was ignored. A turnover visibly off Chet's foot, and the refs give it to OKC. These aren't judgment calls. These are things happening in plain sight. And 99% of the wrong calls. They all go the same way, same team, every time. So, is the hate justified? Shai is one of the best players on the planet. Nobody is taking that away from him. But objectively, this is damaging the game. The falls, the calls, free throws. And yet, it's not his fault. He's not the one making the calls. The refs are protecting him. And until that changes, nothing else will. You decide if that's enough.